Bargy tinkering back at it with you guys. I'm headed to the range today. Got some things to test out. Building up more of a load for my 300 PRC 245 EOLs. Burgers, obviously, big, heavy bullet. I'm looking, hopefully, get around 2,800 feet per second. If I get above 2,850, I'm kind of stopping right there. Ooh, excuse me. But that's what we're looking at. I also have my OT6. I have those 190 ABLRs. I'm finishing up loads on those, coming down. And then I have my 6.8 Western trying out the ADG brass, but let's get going. All right, guys, at the range. Starting that 300 PRC 245 loads. Let's get looking at it. So here's N568. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Here's N570. I think that's our ticket. First 4 all right in here. That's number 5. We're already at 2810 feet per second. I think this is going to be the powder, and we're going to be going from there. Okay, so I got my OT6 here, 190 ABLRs, N550. Went really low, so 51.5 is where we're starting out. And just 3-shot groups. We're just seeing how I'll do. These are my last 18 of this guy, so have fun with it.
You know, as slow as things are going this year, I'll bet you feel that. 2710.
That one wasn't bad. 2710. What?
That's pretty mild.
Not bad.
I've dressed them out. Oh, after dark in the evening, and the next morning they're gone. It's nothing but gold. 2681.
Ooh. Actually, 2681.
What kind of brass are you?
Just Winchester brass. Nothing fancy.
$26.85. Okay.
Not bad. I need I think the last 2 were right on each other.
Okay.
But I am going to shoot another group really quick. I did shorten up where my bolts were seated to. So just Sammy spec a 330. This one was around 2,700 roughly. So that way it can cycle in the gun. Because, yeah.
Take a look at them. Come on, focus. There you go.
But just so it can cycle nice and easy. Let's see. We'll go top of the center. Okay, so one, I guess in reference to where I aimed it, grouping right with where the other was. So we might have some promise here. About 3/4 so far. It's not doing bad.
Somewhat like the ABLR.
It actually shoots decent.
Much better. 2691.
That opened up about 1.5 inches.
Oh, an ABLR.
It did. So here's my 300 PRC. It's been doing good. I'm just going N570 now. So 79.4 grit. I want to get up to 2850. Okay. Ooh, little high. 2830. I really punched that trigger. That was 6. I think I pulled that one. 79.8.
Because he was all excited about being in charge. As soon as Paul left, I'm in charge.
That was way better. Oh, it's up there with it.
Oh,
2870. I think I'll go one more.
that's cooking.
Yeah. 80.2. We'll go this last one. Nothing on the bolt lift. Brass looks fine. Okay. Ooh. Can't tell where that one went. Obviously, knocked my phone over, but we're at 2830 on that one. I think that went right there. I'll go one more. 80.6. That one was right back in there. 28, 88. Headed back, got next 5 shots, /6. Kind of look at them. Nothing crazy. Nothing good looking at, but we'll see. That N570 with the 245 EOL is still chugging away. So here's that N570. Oh, looks like I had, so shot 6, shot 7, and then 8 and 9 were back in here, and 8 and 9 were around that 2,900 feet per second mark. Let's come down here and we can kind of see how that 198 BLR is doing with the 6. So second shot or second load, 1, 2, 3. First group's 1, 2, and or 1, and then 2 and 3.
Cool.
Yeah. ABLR is not doing well. These two right here from Reloading Weatherby and his 340 with the 265 ABLRs. That one's from my 6.8 Western. I just took the scope off and re-put it on to cut the rail. So that's just to make sure how close I was sighted in, 0, and move turrets over and go from there. Not too terribly worried about M568 anymore. M570 is my ticket. All right, guys. 6. This was off camera, but 3 shots around 2730 and 190 ABLR. That's a half-inch group right there. I don't care what you say, or pretty close to sub half. Pretty tickled about it, but nothing too crazy. So, just kind of wrapping up. I'm looking at this group here, and this is the N570 300 PRC, and it has a lot of promise. I got pretty high up in velocity, pretty quicker than what I was thinking. So I'm going to be trying around those shots like 3 and 4, try a group there. Now, shot 6 is that upper one to the right, not straight up center. I know I punched the trigger on that one. I mentioned it even in shot of me shooting. And then 7 went up to the left there, and then 8 and 9 were right in there. So I'm just kind of seeing that this powder just wants to shoot with this bullet in my rifle. It's doing fantastic. Shots 8 and 9 were a bit higher there, but I mean, it's just wanting to shoot. Some other things, the ABLR, I had that one group. I was obviously wrong with thinking that was under 1/2 inches. Stated earlier, it was about closer to 5/8. So, still really pleased with that. Every single other group around that, though, was 1.5 inches or bigger. So I think that's wrong powder, or it's just my gun doesn't like that ABLR and just isn't happy with it at all. So it's a hard one because I have some history of wanting to make that bullet one of those ones I've wanted to use hunting. If you've paid attention to my stories back when I first got this rifle and was going to go hunt with it, and this was when I was fairly, very, very, very new into shooting and rifle hunting in general, is I was going to be shooting some of the just super X, just the PowerPoints and all, practicing with those because at the time I could get them for around $20 a box. And then when the hunt came, I was actually going to go buy some factory ammunition with those 190 ABLRs. Just more expensive, thought it was better, didn't really know too much about group, natural dispersion, and all that stuff. Now I do. And I'd say I'm better off for it. But that's something that I do want to continue tinkering with, try some different powders, and shell out the $100 to buy 100 more of those. But I did take my 6.8 Western, only shot it a little bit just to make sure the scope was sighted in, didn't get around testing the ADG brass. That will come in a later video to see, is it really better than Winchester brass? I obviously think it does. That 300 PRC, I'm shooting ADG brass with it. I do think it's night and day difference between the Winchester brass. But, you know, 1/2 inch groups consistently with Winchester brass isn't bad either. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think about the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.